All right, guys, before we start, go ahead and fill in those blanks up at the top. Feel free to pause and unpause as needed. There's a typo here. That should be a plus sign. All right, so we want to know what is the output y if the input x is 1. So I'm going to do some basically just substitution. The only difference is now we have to square our x. So y equals -2 times 1 squared plus 3. So what's cool here is I would put all that in Desmos and let it do the work for me. So 1 squared is 1 times -2. So this will be -2 plus 3. So that means y equals 1. So when I go to check this, to verify my point, my input was 1, my output was 1. So when I come here, I have 1, 1. Let's try the next one. Same idea. I have an output y with an input of x. So my x is a -2. So let's go to the graph first. So if I go to -2 here, I should have a output of 5. So let's check that. All right. So y equals -2 times -2 squared plus 3. -2 squared is +4. +4 times -2 would be a -8 plus 3. So y equals -5. Is that where we ended up? It sure is. -2, -5. So it checks and it checks. So we're going to do the same process down here. If y equals 0.5x squared plus 6, what is the y value if the x value is -4? All right, so x is -4. That's my input. So y equals 0.5 times -4 squared plus 6. And again, putting this into Desmos and letting Desmos do the work for us. So -4 squared would be 16. 16 times 0.5 would be 8. 8 plus 6 equals 14. So y equals 14. So when I write it as a point, I would have -4, 14. All right, now let's take a look at this one here. This is what we call an exponential function. Kind of looks funny with the way it's typed, but this would be -3 to the x power. So what we want to know is what is the y value if x is 4? So y equals -3 to the 4th power. So again, Desmos is our friend. So I got here that y equals -81. So our coordinate would be for -81. All right, now let's look at these where we have, we want to find the input if we're given the output. So we want to know what is the input x if the output y is 8. So I know my coordinate, I know where y is 8. So I'm going to go over here where y is 8 and I'm going to follow it along. So I can see that it intersects right here. So this would be 3, 8. Same thing with the other one. But this time it's asking what is the output y if the input x is 1. So my input is 1. So I go to where my input is 1 and I follow it to right here. So we're looking at 1, 2. All right. Same process here. I'm going to go ahead and stop recording and just fill this out so y'all can have the notes.